guys, welcome back to the channel. Boeing Fan 727 giving you a happy Saturday. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to the Trondheim Internasjonal Lufthavn, Trondheim International Airport. We're here looking at the, well, what is now going to be the south cargo ramp, or just the main cargo ramp. Been doing a lot of detailing here, there, and everywhere. Working on getting ground markings put in, and the actual ramp area put in, roads put in, all sorts of other stuff. Working on the support facilities like the warehouses, trying to figure out where the fuel farm is going to go, and other assortment of things. But it's been a challenge. It's been interesting, needless to say. But so far, it's been kind of fun. Little update on my end. Normally, I would be at work today. Unfortunately, I've been exposed to a few people who tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. What variant I have include? Probably the Delta. Not sure. I didn't find out yesterday until I was in the parking lot of work. Luckily, I hadn't gone inside yet. So I'm currently awaiting test results. So I should hopefully be fine. I have been feeling a little under the weather, but it could just be stuffy in the house. It could be the birch pollen, just general fall allergies and stuff like that. Who knows? But I'm playing it safe. My work is playing it safe, and they sent me home. I'm awaiting my test results right now. As soon as I find those out, I will be sending them off to work and hopefully maybe going in. Not quite sure how that'll work out, but regardless, we'll just be here waiting, I guess. So, but until that time comes, we're just like I said, here on the south cargo ramp. We have more work to do with other parts of the airport today. I'd like to finish the general layout of the south cargo ramp and get that all kind of placed in. It's a pretty simple layout. It's a very, very simplistic layout. So hopefully we can get that finished up, figured out. We do have some hangars that are going down here on the south end for aircraft maintenance. So I'll have to put some hangars down here. The terminal itself is coming along. I probably have to figure out how I'm going to do the jet bridges and what assets I'll need for that. I've been looking at photos and pictures of other people's creations and such, so hopefully I can get the terminal sorted out. Then I need to figure out hard stand parking, or the airport gates that don't have an actual jet bridge, that are away from the terminal building, usually for smaller aircraft, regional jets, and so on and so forth. And then I just need to figure out the north end, because the north end is the area of private hangars for private jet storage. It's also where it's also going to be where there's going to be a small north cargo ramp for airmail and such. I am going to be looking into reskinning some of these aircraft and trying to figure that out, because I'll need to create a Kaldvann national post. Because Kaldvann now has its own post office. It's not Poston, it's not Poste. I forget, or Poste. I don't really know what France's national post is called, but I know Poston is Norway. But so there'll need to be its own offices and such, or its own facility for regional distribution of mail. And then of course there'll be just general aviation hangars and so on and so forth. As you can see there's some aircraft taxiing around. I am making the airport fully functioning on that stretch. Most of my airports will be able to accomplish that in some way, shape, or form. I feel like this airport will be able to do that a little better because the turnouts are wider. I know some of these aircraft struggle when it comes to some of the tighter turns, which I'll need to focus on, especially more at the Centrum Lufthavn over toward the city. But find it cool just to have some movement on the ramp, the aircraft taxiing around. So it is rather nice to be able to see that, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so hopefully the whole airport will be able to do that someday. How I'll actually have the aircraft, take off, land by themselves is a mystery. I'm not exactly sure how we'll do that. I'm sure there's tips and tricks in order to do that, but it's gonna be interesting, needless to say. But yeah, so that's mostly the plan for today, by the way, is we're just going to basically be working down here on the south cargo ramp and then just putzing around the airport as we please. Just detailing and texturing. Mostly texturing, as that's kind of what needs to be done in bulk. So yeah, we'll wait for one more aircraft to go by because I kind of, like I said, I like watching them roll by. It's kind of fun. I have figured out all the operators for the airport. I still love that. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. That's cool. Anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and exit out of driver. Anyways, so we'll get in here to start building. You'll be able to see the layout I built for the aircraft just taxiing around like that. Just a basic loop of track, and I placed 4 aircraft on them. And set them on DCC mode just to taxi around at about 13 miles per hour, which I don't know what would be in knots, but so I'll go ahead and delete what we don't need, or apparently just plop down more. So I'll go ahead and delete what we don't need. Yep, just see 4 aircraft, 2 DHL, UPS, and then Iceland Air Cargo. I will leave the track just because that's what we're going to be using anyways. There's going to be a way for the aircraft to move at some point. Yeah, so this is roughly what I've been doing. It's been a lot of just texture placement, spline placements, and just getting markings down and so on and so forth. I'm going to turn this down just so it don't lag out. But so yeah, this is the south cargo ramp, or the main cargo ramp itself. So you can see here, just like I said, I've been placing down all the markings that I would normally find that I'm readily available to create. So we have the service roads and all the ways they go. The vehicles get around the airport. We have the aircraft envelope, or the safety envelope, which is where the aircraft parks. all the taxi lines and the J lines for the aircraft to pull into the gate. So of course these gates are specific to size. You know, large wide-body aircraft, you know, 777, 747s will park generally over here, or they can park on the cargo transient ramp. Howdy, Thomas. Welcome to the stream. Then, you know, 767 size aircraft and smaller will park along here. And I will extend this further down. This will go further down to here. There might be another transient ramp here, not sure, but parking will go on down this way. And probably about this corner here, and there'll be some maintenance hangars that will take up this area. Behind here, I'm just trying to get the fuel farm area figured out. Probably need to put more tanks because there's a lot of aircraft coming in and out of here. Though these are pretty big tanks, I still would like there to be just some reserve tanks as well, just for the size of the aircraft that are coming and going. Larger warehouse that I'm just plopping down. Put them back to back because there's a rail serve site on the back. Don't really need rail serve. An access point to go under the commuter tracks, which can clear a 53-foot trailer. We have other smaller support warehouses back here, so kind of a general air cargo area. You know, between the operators will kind of have their specific area, or whoever is contracted to you know, service those aircraft. Like I imagine UPS, TNT, Iceland Air, ABX Cargo, Atlas wouldn't have their own people here working for them. It would all be contracted out, so possibly one of these warehouses would deal with that, while DHL and FedEx would have their own facility here. So I imagine that's probably a DHL facility, as they're the larger of the operators here in terms of cargo. Move along. I've been working with the road entrance. Previously there was a roundabout that was here, and I removed that roundabout and put in this intersection that will serve as the entrance to the airport. Could you get a happen? I think the flow is a little better. Only 3 lanes of traffic are ever interrupted by each other, or at least one at a time. You know, all we need to worry about is just the left lane turning into the facility, and then it gives better access to the through road arrivals and departures. Also working with the hotels in the area, moving the buildings around. So I moved the Scandic Hotel from way down there to over here by the entrance, as I figured it would probably be better to have something over here toward the entrance to entice people. You know, first hotel you see, it's probably where you're going to end up staying. And I'll be putting in some surface parking all around, some kind of green areas as well, and putting in some trees, maybe a restaurant as well nearby. And over here I noticed that driving in, you can't really see the signs for Trondheim Lufthavn. So this parking garage is going to be getting moved to where I don't know yet. Probably somewhere nearby, maybe down here or closer to another hotel. And that will become a surface level parking lot. Oh, excuse me. And so on and so forth. So, you know, a lot of the areas close to the terminal will revolve around parking. I also think that would just open up the overhead sign, because I would like that to be more visible, because it's very obscured at this point. Even close to the terminal, you really wouldn't be able to see that. Maybe from like a down here. Yeah, you can see it from down here, but just I'd like it to be more pronounced from other parts of the area. So, because that was a pain in my butt to make. I had to put up like that. So we see here we have some of these starts to the gate area. I was working on this safety envelope for the wide body. So what we have here is the wide body section, and then we have the narrow body section. All gates are international capable, as we really don't have a lot of domestic flights. So primarily we'll be working with international flights more often. So each aircraft is capable of going to, you know, Kaldvann customs, as that's something that does get separated. Over here we have the hard stands, or the remote stands. This is just where aircraft would come to park. There's only 3 I could fit down here because I do want these ones to be capable of handling larger aircraft, like the 757 and 767, I believe, can park here. And now if I test this 787, but you know, it's capable of at least handling a 767, and so on and so forth. There's not really going to be any parking in the middle over here. This area might end up becoming a de-ice pad. If not, it'll just be a green space in the airport layout, as that's where all the wide bodies operate. I didn't really want a lot of aircraft parking behind the large aircraft. Over here, however, I am trying to figure out how to squeeze in areas for the smaller regional jets, like CRJs and ERJs and such. We do have quite a bit of CRJs really parking here. Oh, excuse me. So on and so forth, and then like I said, I need to figure out how the gates are going to work and find the appropriate extensions and whatnot, put them all in. And then beyond here, over this way, will be the north cargo ramp as well as the GA ramp, or just the north apron in general. This is where a lot of private hangars will be located at the airport, the general aviation ramp, as well as the smaller north cargo facility. So that is the general layout of the airport that I've been working on and trying to figure out. It feels like a lot less work than I previously mentioned. I've definitely been rambling a lot trying to talk about it. But it has been days on days of work just trying to get the general layout figured out, as well as trial and error, working with a lot of the different textures and different splines, and determining, you know, like with road layouts, how that's going to work. Like the intersection yesterday did take a while, just because, well, that was a redo, and I needed to figure out exactly how that was going to work, which was not an easy task. So sorry, replying to my friend Mighty. She has a date tonight, which I'm happy for her. Not so great for my feelings towards her, but happy she at least has a date. She's been kind of seeing a guy a little bit, so, which is good. She's moving in the right direction. It's a shot. Oh my god, they destroyed them both. I have to send a GIF. Anyways, sorry, Sean's just sending me, but you know what? This isn't a railway, Avery. This is an airport that I'm building, and it's a nice airport. You wish you had an airport like this. So, but yeah, so she's kind of dating another guy, which, like I said, I'm happy for her. Just sucks is all. especially because I had feelings for her. So and those feelings are not reciprocated. So still like to at least be a friend. So I'm just needing to package up those feelings and put them somewhere else for the time being. Because that's not what's really needed. I don't think she knows that I liked her, as you know, Jaden, he doesn't really express his feelings in that way often with women, because Jaden is a terrified little bitch. But it is what it is. Oh, it's a Toby. Hey, buddy. What are you doing? You're a cat. I need some niche. Oh. Cat. Really? Is that how you feel? It was a big meow for a little cat. It was a real big meow for a little cat. Yeah, I know. You've been on like 2 days since I cleaned your litter box, and you're probably upset about that. Hey, get your claws out of my couch. Or I'll put my couch in your claws. Yeah, so yesterday was just kind of a roller coaster, finding out about COVIDisms and then finding out that the girl I like likes another guy. It's like, today, I'm going back to bed. Today just not fun. Like I could do without today. Today decided it does not like me, and I did not like today. That is okay. We are allowed to dislike things. So there is that. The thing is we have the gate over here, but I don't know if there's an asset exactly for that. So I need to go look real quick. It's a Toby. Come here. Come here. Come here. There you go. You darn cat. Moans in Norwegian. Hi, Tom. Okay, base. The way they label these things are quite interesting. Gateway, yeah. Anyways, so we'll wait for that to download, because I need to get this part. The actual pillar for the jetway. How are you today, Tom? Adobe. It's a big perk. Alright. Go be a cat. Right. Yeah, I've been meaning to come say hi. I've just been busy with other things. Per usual. Bummed out about flight sim on my computer and Brothans right now. Would like to save up for a new computer, but with this damn COVID, I don't know. Actually, I need to check my results real quick. So my results are not in. Alright. So still we wait. They said about 24 hours. 24 to 48 hours for the test. So hopefully sooner rather than later. I was supposed to be at work about 16 minutes ago, but obviously I can't go. Alright, so there's that. Get this part of the service road built up. Looks like it wants to storm out there. Always doing the corners with these roads is very interesting. And I quite rarely find a corner that I actually like. Particularly because of there. So Dara is the road. Toby, we're still a cat. You've been awfully needy lately. What's got you in your case? was also fun building this airport because I saved it from the old Kaldvann and put it over here just to get ready for when I wanted to copy and paste it. So it is kind of fun coming over here and seeing my old work and just kind of seeing everything I've done, like, you know, looking at this, like, there was very, very little. Except this roundabout always existed. That's a nice view of the mountain. Huh. But eventually I'll delete that. Actually, did I flip around the runway numbers? I did not. Oh shit. That's gonna be detrimental. Okay, so I'll just need to move them around with the 18 side. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, it's fun coming back over here and then seeing what I've done. Even though, again, it's not even close to completion, but it's still fun to see what I've done. Jet gate. Nope. Really? That helps me not. Alright, well, while I'm waiting on those to all download, let's go ahead and push on with this. Is the wide body gate area. Additional parking zone. grass behind it. Again, I don't really... The only other thing that I think could go back here is a de-ice pad. Which would be helpful because the only other area that could be de-iced is the transient, the cargo ramp. So, you know, but what if that is in use when there's a de-ice event? Why are you meowing like that? I was stretching, you dork. Come on, do you want to come over here with me? Here. You're gonna come sit with me. Here. Be a lap cat, it's fine. It's allowed. No, be a lap cat. You want love, so you're gonna be a lap cat. There you go. Oh, you lap cat now? Here. Be a lap cat. Come on. Do it. Do it. Be a lap cat. You know you want to. What are you doing? That's a big purr. That was a big purr from the Toby. Oh, there you go. Toby's actually laying on my lap. Didn't think he'd actually do that. Toby hates this. He doesn't hate it, he just doesn't like to be on my lap. What are you doing? Oh wait, that's right, I was in the weird corner. Oh, me too. Oh. This is a wholesome moment, I appreciate it. I'll move my keyboard over so I don't mess with my cat. Toby, Ike, no. What are you doing, you crazy? No, no more cat time. should be good over here. So I'm trying to figure, do I want a de-ice pad back there? The answer is probably yes. I'm probably going to want a de-ice pad back there. It would actually be about here, I believe. That's going to be on the taxiway. So we could probably just do a straight-in approach like that. Can comfortably get 3 de-ice zones in there. Probably don't want the aircraft so close together during that. To give them some space. More than enough room. Over here might be a little tight. Not really. is inherently more room over here. So I could move this over maybe by a half. Let's move that over. I'm gonna move this one to here. That should keep it all even. Yep. So that'll do. Toby, you are indeed still a cat. Alright, so one thing I do want to do is I want to put concrete down here for the de-ice pad. Also need to get a Pepsi here very shortly. Way too wide. Tell me, what are you doing? Weird cat. Weird cat. Am I like just supposed to put this there? That's all supposed to hold it up, or? Yeah, it's not really what I want. See, now if I have this piece, alright. But I don't know. I'll figure that out in a bit. What's I doing though beforehand? Oh yeah, concrete. So I can either hand place these, or I could probably do a texture. Let me see. Or I'll just. So grab you. So what I don't think we're going to do is hook it in. We're just going to give the line just a taxi for. I could hook it in, I don't know. Yeah, I could easily just hook it in. Do I not? Yeah, I think I'll leave it alone. We'll just do this. This area all painted up. We'll conclude the ice area. Except a lot of smaller details will come later. But for now, though, I'm just happy to have the actual just layout itself. One interesting aspect that I've yet to really figure out how the hell I'm going to do it is lighting. Excuse me. so it didn't think this through. Whoa, police scanner is on, apparently. Alright, so there is that. I'll extend this grass strip out. Goddamn fly. Let's check again. I think my results are in. this road, and it's going to extend across. Alright, so that taxiway is in. So the area is starting to shape up. It's resembling an airport. So a bit about this airport in particular now. Like I said, this is Kaldvann's largest airport in terms of operations. It's home to Kaldvann's second largest runway, the largest runway being in Kastin. Kastin sits further south, so generally there's more international traffic passing by. So Kastin is a good stopping point for aircraft that are just a little too far away to make it to other airports like Gander or St. John's or even Bangor, Maine. So we are a bit of a diversion area, Kastin is anyways, but Trondheim, which sits a little further north, still has a pretty sizable runway. It's capable of handling aircraft of the 747 size. The airport was constructed in 1939, and it had 4 runways at that point, all going in whichever direction. And the airport was home to maybe a few flights at that point, mostly in and around the island. But the island mostly relied on ship travel at that point still. So here in Kudikerahaven, used to be home to a large ferry, or a large passenger terminal, and then over in Trondheim there was another large passenger terminal which welcomed visitors and dignitaries and other people either to Kaldvann or on their returning trip home. They welcomed them back home. But as time went on, especially post-war. Trondheim, I believe then it was just, it wasn't the international airport, it was the Greater Trondheim. Uh, Greater Trondheim. I wrote it down last night, of course. I didn't write it down anywhere meaningful. Nowhere that I can access this quickly. Feels like the Greater Trondheim or... Oh no, it was the Kaldvann Colony airfield at Trondheim, which is incorrect because it's at Kriegerahaven. But it was the Kaldvann Colony airfield at Trondheim, which, again, Kriegerahaven's right here, and Trondheim is up to 7 to 8 miles away. So, close, but no cigar. So, the airport went through a small expansion, eliminating one of its runways during the 50s. The main runway, right here, 1836, was lengthened to about 7,500 feet to accommodate larger aircraft like the Boeing 707. And a more proper terminal building was built by the Norwegian Aviation Authority at that point to start accommodating larger aircraft. The airfield's size, again, served as a bit of a transatlantic stop for emergencies, but there really wasn't anything in the way of what they call ETOPS, extended ops, back then, so it was just known that the airport was here, it had a long enough runway, so any transatlantic flights could stop here if anything arose. The United States military did have some form of base going on here, which is now the area of the South Cargo Ramp. The United States Air Force found a lot of its aircraft being based out here, which would later lead to NATO operations. Kaldvann was still a strategic colony, a strategic point, especially for the U.S. allies, the U.S. and its allies, being both Norwegian and French. They were looking to increase military presence here in Kaldvann, as Kaldvann really didn't have a military. It really still doesn't. So a lot of U.S. aircraft were based here on their way in between Europe and America. They would stop here, refuel, do whatever, and then continue on to places like Loring up in northern Maine or Bangor or wherever. Canadian armed forces would also stop in here. British armed forces would stop in here. This was a major military stopping point as well, coming across the Atlantic. And as NATO was developed and established, again, this would become a very strategic NATO airport. As Kaldvann really didn't have its own military. They have a small armed forces that are capable of assisting in situations if need be, but again, they're mostly led by the NATO directive. Regardless, though, the airport slowly continued to expand throughout the 50s and 60s. Through the 60s, as larger aircraft started to appear, like I said, such as the Boeing 707. You started to see more jet aircraft. The traffic at this airport was increased, but it was nothing significant, as most of the flights were either going to mainland Europe via the Boeing 707, or they were going to even the UK via the same aircraft, or even other British-built aircraft, or they were going to the Canada. They were going to the Canada. They were going to Canada or the United States as well. There was maybe a few daily flights by a few airlines at that point. Even aircraft like Lockheed L-188, the Boeing 707, the Douglas DC-8, the Boeing 727. a lot of British aerospace turboprops at that point, even like the PAC 111. I don't know if the Vickers Viscount was a thing at that point, or the PC-10, but a lot of those aircraft were starting to show up here. By the 70s, when the introduction of the Boeing 707 came along, it was apparent that the runway needed to be lengthened a little bit. So in 1979, the runway was lengthened to its current length of 8,000. Did I believe that? Oh, I did. It's about 8,570 some odd feet, which is just enough for a 747 to get in and out of here. So the runway was lengthened to its current length, and the other runways were decommissioned and have since been either paved over or have been turned into something else. The terminal at that point was only approximately encompassed these 4 gates right here. There really wasn't many amenities behind the airport. There was a couple of hotels, a restaurant, a large parking lot, and so on and so forth. Right before Kaldvann became sovereign in the 80s, it was sought to the Norwegian Aviation Administration, or the Ministry, to expand the airport to make it larger. This was a few years before talks of becoming a sovereign nation was even on the table, so willingly the Norwegian government agreed to expand the airport here in the colony, and it added onto the terminal. They added this extension here, and they added this extension here, moving most of the gates over to here, putting in an additional 5 to 6 gates, and then making this exclusive for large wide-body aircraft. Because up to that point, the Boeing 747 arrived. Where the de-ice pad sits now is roughly where the aircraft would go, because it didn't have anywhere to go. So they would put it there to keep it out of the way, to make sure it was able to fit somewhere. So it was a little bit of a chore getting 747-sized aircraft into the airport, because it was, again, really nowhere to put them. So with the introduction of the newly expanded terminal, they were able to put in what they called wide-body gates. Start accommodating more aircraft, like the Airbus A300, the Boeing 767s at that point, the Douglas DC-10, the Lockheed L-1011. So that's the kind of aircraft they're going to be parking over here generally. I will... Let me see. Let me get the United ERJ. Yeah, so I'll accommodate the gate sizes for the 190s. So if I do it this way, delete this real quick. Just want to drag that out. Because what I'd like to do is measure appropriately. I need to put a service road in the middle of this. Which, even if I back this up some, it still should be room for an E190 to get by on the backside. Let me double check. Oh yeah, more than enough room. And there's really nothing large going back here. We don't really think there's going to be 737s even taxiing back here. I can check and see if a 737 will fit though. Yeah, 600 will fit, that's not bad. About an 800. I don't think the wingspan's any bigger. Shit, it fits. Question is, can I park one here? No shit. I can put a 737 back here. And even with it taxiing, a 747 can still pass by. That's not bad. Alright, so yeah, I guess 737s can be back here. Alright, so that's good. So yeah, so I guess we will be able to fit some aircraft back here, which will increase the capacity of the airport if need be. I mean, yeah, this airport isn't huge. There isn't a ton of operations. Which I need to write down on my note. So in total, or in the grand scheme of things, we have Aer Lingus, Air Austral, Air Canada Express, Air France, Air Transit, Atlantic Air Assistance, British Airways, Finnair, Hawk Air, Hex Air, Icelandair, KLM, Lufthansa, North Caribou, Regional Airlines, Scandinavian Air System, Twinjet, United Airlines, United Express, and WestJet. United being the only American operator to serve this airport. And for freight, we have ABX Air, Cargolux, DHL, FedEx, Icelandair Cargo, Kalita Air Charters, TNT, and UPS. Oh, and Amazon Prime, which I'm not really a fan of Amazon, and there's a bit of controversy with them operating here into Kaldvann. Again, just how ethically they treat their employees and stuff. I'm personally not a fan either of Amazon. I've never really cared for them. Particularly how they treat their employees is, in my eyes, deplorable. But so they're not really allowed to operate here much in Kaldvann. They're allowed to fly in and deliver cargo and such, but they don't have any offices here. They don't have really anything here for themselves. So yeah, so they aren't allowed to really operate here more than just flying their aircraft in and dropping off parcels. It's still not exactly a good solution because, you know, they're still utilizing their facilities in other parts of the world to bring their cargo here and whatnot. But through the Kaldvannian government, Amazon has been barred from at least establishing any corporations here in or any part of its corporations here in Kaldvann. But they do park here. They park over at the North Cargo Ramp near the Postal Service area. So they do at least fly in. They have a couple of flights in daily, but predominantly they operate in very, very small numbers. Oh, excuse me. So the service route will come across. Change this up real quick. That pleases me more. So there's that part of the operating area. I'll do the gate itself now. Perfect. How am I going to measure this? So the envelope will be about 2, 3, 4, about 4 tiles. I'll leave 2 tiles in between the gates. So 2 tiles, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so that means right here. So hold on, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that means right here will be the next gate. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. It's funny how that all still lines up. I hate to do that, but I need to see what I'm doing. One, two, three, four. 2, 3. Or did I shrink it down to 3? 1, 2. I did. Alright. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then for this, 1, 2, 3. Jesus Christ. I'm just a wizard. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so this is all working out, so that's nice. One, two, one, two, one, two. So I have 3 gates now. Probably do 3 more, so we do have a little bit of room down here that I would like to play with, so then once I get that done, I'm gonna break and get a soda. No, I need to do this side too, shit. Alright. 1, 2, 3. So let me go ahead and do dish. So I think it's 1, 2, 3. So back here. 1, 2, 3. Over to here. One, two, three. So over here it's just a little tighter just because the taxiway isn't very close to where the aircraft are actually parking. But that's still fine. Alright, sorry. I had to make a reply to something that... yeah. Alright, I'll do one more. Alright, so get the last gate in down here, work on the envelope, and then we will go ahead and put the textures in. Alright, now for the envelope. So, take this. Actually, I probably didn't want to do that with the white line yet. Let me go ahead and erase that. I'm also just going to delete these for the time being. It's going to make, shit, I deleted a lot more than I wanted to. It's going to make copying and pasting a little more difficult, especially if it's overlapping a spline point. So if I go ahead and drag it all the way through, it shouldn't have any issues, except maybe back here, but I'll cross that bridge when I get there. So take one of these. Perfect. Not perfect. Well, that is upsetting. You hate to see it, really. You just hate to see it. Oh well. Simple fix. Ooh. Ouch. Alright, now let's put the curves back. Alright, now I can go through and do everything the way I intended to do it first time around. That's not what I wanted to do. Excuse me. know something I'm noticing about this airport? There is a lot of spline points. Like a very excessive amount of spline points. Increase that a little bit. Actually, fuck it, we're just gonna go through this. Tedious work. And all for what exactly? There. It is fun watching, an area fill in. Previously was just tile and blank, and now, it's an actual area with stuff in it. An aircraft can park here, and it's just fun watching the airport slowly get filled in day by day. And I mean, look at the airline ramp; it's actually looks like a ramp now. Actually looks like something, and you know, it's fun, it's cool, and you know, makes me happy. So that's the big part of all that matters, as long as it makes me happy. The only problem is now I need to go ahead and replace some of the tiles so I can see the road as I go across. Just so I can see as I go across, and then I'll fill that back in. That is the only annoying part. It's just the slow march forward. Used to hate it because there used to be a service road at Lambert Airport that sat right behind gate 24, and part of that road went directly across the taxiway, non-movement area, so you didn't need to call the tower to cross it. But even on our service road, we had to stop, and it sucked because no one ever stopped. And the airport police knew that, so the airport police used to camp out, waiting for us at work to roll the theoretical stop sign right there behind the gate. Which, like I said, no one ever stopped for it. It never used to be there, and then no one was ever coming down the other way, so it didn't really matter. But to us, anyways. I don't know if anyone ever got ticketed, but it was always annoying because, like, you'd be trying to run the bags, you'd be, you know, looking for aircraft and stuff, and you weren't planning on stopping. And then as you come up on that corner, you see the cops in there, so you jam the brakes on, make your stop. It has to be a complete stop. You can't just slow down. It's, you know, like driving a regular car. Or it really sucked when you were working gate 24 and you're trying to push and the cop's sitting right there and people are, you know, not noticing that you're just getting ready to push. Because your wing walkers aren't out there yet, and they're driving behind you, and then you get the okay to push. Your wing walkers are out there, and that guy's making a complete stop. And because he didn't see the cop, he jammed the brakes on, bags fell out of the cart. And now he's gonna get out and go pick up the bags, put them back on the, you know, his luggage cart and stuff like that. It's like, you know, if only this cop wasn't sitting here. If only he just wasn't sitting there, you know? Just make my day a lot easier. It's cute. I think this taxiway will continue straight across as well to link up with the main taxiway. Same over here. Even though it ends up there, it still needs to continue across. Ah, sweet. I didn't even notice you were on. I haven't checked the live chat in a while. Let me message you, make sure you know I saw you. Where is Swede? He's down here somewhere. Alright, so I will... Not often, I don't ever notice the live chat. It's one of those days. Alright, so I'll continue straight across with the taxiway. Very, very, very tedious. Unfortunately, I get to do this again, although probably on a smaller scale. The terminal will definitely be a lot smaller. The airport itself will be a little bit larger, just for the size of the runway down in Castine. Castine will be home to the technical largest runway in Kaldvann. I'm gonna need the grid back because I can't see. Is this the grid? Tis. And I hate doing this because I'm gonna have to go right back over it, but unfortunately, I didn't pre-plan. 1, 2, tree. 1, 2, tree. Alright, so do Agis. Oh, then I need to. God dang it. Put the grid back. I was like, why does this look incorrect? Well, that's why it looked incorrect. There, now it looks correct. So this would be a point where aircraft or vehicles on the roadway have to call the tower to continue across, because this is an active taxiway. So this is what they call so usually it's separated by this line over here, and I need to put this line in manually because it's just too large. But this designates a movement and non-movement area. So what I mean by that is think of this as a brick wall. On this side it's solid, so you can't go through it unless you obtain permission, because this brick wall has a door. On this side, however, it's perforated. So if you're on this side, you can enter. But if you're on this side, you can't unless you ask for permission. So this is called the movement area, and this on the other side is called the non-movement area. I can operate freely in the non-movement area without having to talk to anyone. Generally speaking, all aircraft in the non-movement area have right-of-way. Even if you're in the movement area too, all aircraft obviously have right-of-way, but here you have to talk with air traffic control to be over on this side. So from this point beyond the grass is a movement area. Over here is considered a non-movement area, albeit I can't just drive to the middle of the taxiway. I still should be on the service roads as the airport intends me to be, but at the same point, like I said, that's just how that is denoted. So out here, I can, you know, saying if I worked here, I needed to go over there and I'm over here, I can proceed across freely without having to contact air traffic control. I need to stop and look both ways for aircraft, but I can proceed across without having to worry. Also, saying if I'm driving on this road and I need to be here at this gate, I can just leave the road. Because there's no actual entry and exit point, I can just leave the road here at my gate. Ta-da! So, that's how that all works at the airport. Those who don't know, I figured it might be an interesting tidbit for you folks to understand and learn. Almost got the fly. I go back to bed and nap. I hope I get my results soon. And I mean, as much as I do want to go back to work today, I would kind of hope that I get the day off. Because if I get the day off, I might just go and grab me a drink real quick. Down at the Rooster. Just one drink. But if I do go back to work, that's good too, because money. So hopefully I'll get my results soon. It's gonna be weighing on my mind. Did all night, I'll tell you, the worst sleep I've gotten in a while. Alright, trying to see exactly what do I want to do here. I might also continue that across. And create that as an entry-exit point for the runway. So like I said, for the airport, this is the north cargo ramp, as well as the GA ramp, as well as just the private hangars. So that area will need to get figured out. I don't really think I've sat down and really thought out exactly how that part of the airport is going to look and or perform or do much of anything. As for the south ramp, I have a little better of an idea of what this area will look like, albeit I'm still trying to figure out exactly how far I want these to go down. Do I want more on this side? Do I want another transient ramp over here? Or do I just leave this open and allow, you know, the big maintenance hangars to pop up in this area? Because I feel that this cargo area is sufficient enough. You know, maybe it could just be a touch bigger with a few more gates, which is what I want to do over here. Continue these down and you know, have a few more gates for the other aircraft. Damn it. Oh, I'm so sick of this fly, dude. Like, he just keeps coming back. What the hell? There's gotta be something I can get him with. Fuck! I used to be able to do that. But yeah, and then I need a few more just kind of warehouses along through here. Just to kind of show that there are stuff going down here. You know, even a catering facility for the trucks. The only problem is there's no static catering vehicles. The only catering trucks I was able to pick up, I think, was this one. Yeah. So unfortunately it has to be driven and on track, which is a bit annoying, but I mean, I'm not gonna throw too much of a fit. Yeah, I got another one. So I mean, they're there, and it's just a bit more annoying than I would like, but it is what it is. I wish I just had some static vehicles that I could place around. But I mean, the airport is coming along. It's getting there. I definitely have a lot more cover today. I'm gonna turn off the consist real quick. Let's see. So I need to put a texture under here to signify the runway. But I mean, it's getting there. It's interesting to see it all pop up on a map like this. It's very interesting to see it all up on the map like this. Go over here and look at some of the named objects. It's always funny just to see all of them. So we have nationality there. Okay. Kaldvann Handelskommission. Kaldvann Force. Collegiate Lines Tower. There's the Octon Arena, something field, I forget exactly off the top of my head. The UOK main building. Aspect Sigrid Ingrid. Bridge names. Get ya damn fly. Get. Station, Central Station, Marienburg stations. There's 3 stations that are pretty good coverage of each other. Another one over here. There's one in Rosenberg. Very interesting. Come back here. Cardinal. Yes. So see right here, we have the three airports. We have BKKH, Trondheim Internasjonal Lufthavn. We have BKHV, Hasvik Lufthavn. And we have BKTS, Trondheim Centrum Lufthavn. So pretty good encompassment of the area. Hasvik being the smaller of the three. Centrum being the most compact of the three. Need to put more coast out here. Running out of steam on this one. Just trying to figure out what else I can do. Maybe just kick my mind off the airport for a bit, just because I'm dragging myself through this one. I don't know. I might end and go do a race or something. The only thing I need to do now is connect these two roads together. Because like I said, this is the B highway that I've still yet to designate, but this is the B road that goes right by the Centrum Lufthavn. So I guess it could also be known as the Airport Highway. It's known as the Midsund Expressway. But officially I don't have a designation for it. It could also be called the Lufthavn Connector, as it goes to, like I said, two of the biggest and busiest airports on the island. Centrum Lufthavn is pretty fairly busy, opposed to Castine, which does see a lot of regional traffic into the area. It does have a lot of flights to France. Toby, there's some birds for you to look at. Yeah, this will be... God, what do I want to designate this road as? Because we have the A13, which would have suggested that there's 13 highways. Well, I think there's going to be... They're going to start in the double-digit designation, so the 10, the 12, and the 13. So I think the A13 will be one of three highways, main highways, that run through the island. So I don't know how we're going to designate this one. I'd like to stick in the two-digit number range. Originally I had made some signs. We go to here. That's right, I made this for the rotary in Halmstad. Did a good job with that. Like, to me, that looks great. That looks actually very, very good. So I was experimenting with different styled signs. So this was going to be a local route, and what I was, I guess, would be designated as a C road. So that's a C road. Then we have the national route, which I don't know if it was just going to be the national and the national and local, but I guess this would be the shield for possibly a B or C road. Although I do like this, I like the design of it. I will definitely be keeping this in service. I mean, in theory, one of these roads could be 43. So I mean, not a big deal. Since I already have the signs already made for it, but fortunately, I don't have that luxury right now, so of figuring that out, because all my roads really aren't done up yet. Because if we go to Trondheim, let's just go to Trondheim real quick. Oh no, I know what I did for the highways because I was doing it then too. See, actually, if we look here on the highway signs, the overhead gantries, which I need to redo. So this is the A road shields that I have created. So look as such, they're same color as the overhead signs, green with a white outline. So this is 13, which is the national road, or the A road. I don't think I ever did. The one for Tiernahofen, though. So I'm just trying to think back to what I was doing. So this was the old Tiernahofen that used to actually be right where the airport that I was building was. This actually would have been right next to the airport too. But so again, you see here 13. So we go into Trondheim, Halden, and Vesta. So we still have the same shield. But over here, it looked like I was doing a another national highway, or the A road, and then we have what looks like a B road with, or a historic B road of some kind, a historic national route of some interest, which can be denoted with this symbol here, a heritage symbol, or national heritage symbol. So it looked like it was a road of importance going that way, so Heritage Road 28, designated as a B highway. And generally, national heritage roads can usually be C or B roads in Kaldvann, because I think I've explained this before. Also, I really want to change these signs to be in meters, because I've been thinking about it, and it just doesn't make sense for these to be in miles, because even Canada at this point would use meters, I believe. So, so I'll be changing that to be meters. Which, if I were to switch that, actually, so let's just take a look. Let me just do a quick conversion. It's 1,207 meters. So I'd probably move this sign up until it's just 1,000 meters. Which is about a half mile. A little over a half mile. I guess at this point, since it is a sign coming onto the highway, I could put 1,200. I could just put 1,200 meters, just round it off. I believe that would just be designated by the letter M. Get out of my face, you damn fly. Because I need to do more highway signs coming through here. I also need to plan the next exit. Because we need at least another exit around here somewhere. For the Marienburg neighborhoods. And then there at least needs to be one somewhere out this way. I could put one over here and then it just comes across. The only other thing I can think of is I'm going to drag the A13 toward this way. Random building just kind of hanging off the side. The A13 will quickly need to turn to the right and start heading towards the bridge. But we have the B road over here. I love how I'm also still getting group text messages for Delta. So this is the B road that comes across, and then we have the A road that will come by. There should be an interchange between the two, which will be considered as an exit. But there should be an interchange between the two to allow traffic to flow between the A and the B road. Because the B road really services this side of the river, even though it ends pretty much down here. If my computer can stop having a strong real quick. It does end down here, but it does bring traffic to Rosenborg. So it quickly would bypass it bypassed the need, because the only real exit that would get traffic to here would be fucking fly. Would be this exit right here. I believe this is exit 2 or 3. I don't know what exit that is. That is exit 3, which suggests there's one more exit on this road. Because the A13 does end some ways up. The next exit would actually be probably somewhere on the back side of this, and then it's going to end. Which I do need to kind of get this figured out, because I want it to kind of wrap a little further over here. Like, I want it to be a few miles away, and then I want it to kind of wrap, and then create kind of the inlet to the Nidsund. Because I want there to be a couple of small towns on the backside over here, away from Trondheim, because we have the passenger rail linking around and then coming over. But that's just what I want right now. I mean, I probably could do some terraforming work at some point soon. I also need to figure out which way the Nidsund is, or the Neeeeed is going to go, because I would like it to kind of wrap around, kind of meander a little bit, and then eventually kind of end somewhere over here in a small pond. So I have to kind of figure out where it goes. Originally it was going to be a national river before I decided this was going to be an island. I mean, I could just end it here and have it cross, and then this become the Nidsund, or the Nidelva. But I don't think that would make a lot of sense. But anyways, I think I'm gonna stop here because I could probably eat and need to get something in my system, and I'd rather not do that on stream. So I'm gonna leave it off here. So I hope you guys did enjoy watching this what little commentary I had today. I do apologize for that brief little bit of commentary. What is that? But the airport is coming along. It's getting somewhere. It is getting somewhere. I still have a lot more work to do. As this airport is not even close to done yet, but it is, like I said, at least getting close, and that is something I can greatly appreciate. So, that's it. Hope you all enjoyed. Please do comment, rate, subscribe. If you have any questions about anything I'm doing here in Kaldvann, please do sure to ask away. I'm probably going to be considering posting in the trains forums about Kaldvann and showcasing some of my work. If you'd like to follow more work on the Kaldvann, you can join us in the Down East train server. But other than that, that is all I really got for you guys. So I'll be sure to let some of you know how my results go if I do test positive and or negative for COVID. I'm hoping it's a negative. Like I said, I feel just a little under the weather, but I have fall allergies too, so it's probably that. But anyways, guys, before I ramble on any further, please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.